Everyone, my name is Anak Lugo and I will present about the introduction of Felda. The Federal Land Development Authority, that we call as Felda, was created on July 1 in 1956 under the Land Development Ordinances of 1956 for the development of land and relocation with the goal of eradicating poverty via oil palm and rubber farming. The Felda function is to carry out land development and agriculture projects as well as industrial and commercial social economy initiative. Felda has been entrusted by the government to stand on its own financial feet and become a statutory entity capable of generating its own revenue to support various development initiatives through a range of enterprises. Initially, Feldarity was limited to acting as an advisor and disburser of federal government loan of state government.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Rizati Mama Azam. I would like to present my topic is activities by Felda to development by Entrepreneur Development Department. First topic is a Young Entrepreneur Program. Firstly, Felda Global Venture Holding Berhad (FGV) uses the Young Entrepreneur Program to generate more young entrepreneurs who will work in the palm oil business. The Young Entrepreneur Program being launched by FGV to provide change for Felda younger generation to enhance their socio-economic status while also eradicating unfavorable perception about employment in the plantation business. The program is open to all citizens aged 20 to 30 with priority given to a new settled children of FGV employees, and Felda employees who live in the Felda territory. All training and equipment costs will be covered by this program. Fundamental of company management as well as on-the-ground sustainable plantation management so that they can run their own firm. Contract will be issued to successful young entrepreneur program participants and they will be appointed as FGV vendors. They can also develop their firm by securing contract from third.
My name is Nofahana Shaida binti Sharif from group AM1104L. I will continue for the next slide, which is the Sawari, One Region, One Industry programs. So this program was started under Felda in response to the Prime Minister of Malaysia's suggestion to create a product that based on the sector that can be generate as an additional income to the settlers. So beside that, this program also to ensure that that each Felda regional will have their own initiative to individual identity through its products, and also each region must develop at least one industry with a commercial potential. So the major purpose for Felda involvement through the Sawari special projects in Maha 2018 is to promote the best Felda products and goods Sawari product sales, branding, networking, and also market development.
The last activities is rural and agriculture development. Felda was established with the purpose of developing land and relocating people in order to eradicate poverty through oil palm and rubber plantation. Land development and settlement have long been stressed by the Malaysian government as a vital component of its rural and agriculture development plan. The Felda scheme was established in 1956 because of an evaluation of agriculture policies that considers the unique needs of rural areas in conjunction with the National Development Plan. Felda has achieved this by not just opening enormous expanses of land to profitable crops, but also by establishing a wide scatter of urban villages, in which settlers and their families live life that are substantially different from village life. Felda's major goal was to develop new land in order to make agriculture estates more productive as well as to instill effective farm management among the settlers in the terms of estate cleanliness and maximum yield and quality production. Felda continues to play an important role in ensuring that the scheme of adequate and modern facilities that the next generation of explorers is educated to improve the quality of life, and that this scheme can generate a verified of economic activity while also bridging the gap between urban and small urban areas. In 2020, Felda aspired to be the economic powerhouse, producing economic activity through a structural program that taps into a wide pool of human capital. That's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. Hello, my name is Farah Azrin from class AM1104L and I will present to you guys for my part, which is achievement and benefits in Felda. Achievement. Felda is the most important agency in Malaysia when it comes to land acquisition and settlement. Felda Global Ventures, the largest of them, is regarded as the world's largest plantation operator with 811,140 hectares of oil palm plantation spread primarily over peninsular Malaysia but also across Malaysia and the rest of the world. Aside from that, Felda Land's development programs have successfully reduced the country's poverty rate from 49% in 1970 to just 3.6% in 2007. Felda and its residents own 1/6 of all palm plantation acreage in the United States. Next is benefit. First benefit of Felda is they help younger generation in education. The government has always been the backbone for the newer generation of Felda settlers in guaranteeing that they can continue to enjoy different benefits to enhance their livelihoods. Many of the offspring of the settlers have grown up to be prosperous thanks to Felda's effort through the government. Felda also provides school loans and incentives for the settlers' children for their education needs. Felda Foundation also offers soft skill training and certificate courses to students once they complete their SPM. They can now use links to apply for loans and incentives. Felda's net benefit is that it changed the life of thousands of settlers. The Felda land settlement model's effectiveness lasted far into the 1980s. The effective transfer of Felda approach to land settlement to other third world countries will be ultimate measure of its success. An early test will be the extension of the model to the East Malaysian state of Sabah, where different socio-cultural contexts may lead to revisions. Malaysia's Federal Land Development Authority has grown into one of the most effective land settlement bodies in the third world over the last 30 years. However, its relevance as a current model of land settlement has faded as a result of a dramatic policy shift in 1991 that abruptly halted the recruitment of new settlers. Felda will now operate as an agribusiness land development agency, more akin to a plantation corporation pursuing the commercial efficiency than a government agency with social development goals. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Sarah Aisha binti Rasali. I would like to present about my point is the challenges of Felda. A major challenges which has confronted Felda schemes in the long term is related with the second and third generation of settlers. The Felda has an inheritance scheme in which only one of a father's sons, normally the oldest, inherits his father's plot of land. This results in a fixed land-labor ratio which automatically traps those Felda children who aren't fortunate enough to inherit their father's land in underemployment. Since migration to urban areas is often the only way to avoid becoming unemployed, resettlement in Felda schemes can only play a temporary role in stemming the tide of rural-urban migration in the long run. Counting on the opening of new lands to accommodate the second and third generation of settlers is clearly inadequate, given that population growth is constant and resettlement land is small. The question of rural agro-based industries as well as better educational and infrastructural facilities in settlements could be a solution to the second generation crisis, allowing Felda children to seek employment and career opportunities in rural areas. The prevalence of second-generation migration in Felda schemes appears to reflect a labor surplus. The increased hiring of low-cost, frequently illegal Indonesian labor, on the other hand, seems to mean the opposite, that they are experiencing labor shortage. In truth, this may be a sign of settler discontent and protest against Felda policies and the trustees' paternalistic attitude. The question has been raised as to whether the Felda is a cheap labor scheme that intentionally abuses settlers. The Felda has been accused of running collectivist labor units, as evidenced by the strict work regulations imposed by the Konik and McTaggart, who described Malaysian settlement project as centrally focused work camps. Settlers are instilled with a good sense of camaraderie and loyalty to their settlements in Felda schemes. Settlers are chosen based on their ability to perform mentorally rather than spiritually, as expected by Darul Alqam selection system, and they join a scheme with the primary goal of socio-economic advancement. If the future does not appear to be as promising as planned, settlers will decide to leave. Settlements will only be appealing if they produce dividends. The degree to which Felda scheme have had to work to maintain their economic appeal can be seen in the symptoms of settler discontent and the issue of second-generation migration. Next is the primary criticism against the Felda, nevertheless, is that as it stands at the moment, it does not meet enough of the necessary conditions required in order to eradicate rural poverty. Its extraordinarily high expense, not to mention the administrative and operational challenges it faced, make the achievement mentioned above seem insignificant. To put it another way, something could have been accomplished. The cost of resettling one family has risen from 26,000 in 1977 to 53,000 in 1985, according to estimate at a rate of 5,000 settler families per year. It would take nearly 90 years to resettle the estimate 443,700 rural poor households in the region at a cost of 13.3 billion. As a result, Felda programs are not only a high cost but also a painstakingly slow method of addressing rural poverty. The problem is exacerbated by a scarcity of suitable property. According to Mehmet, if each settlement family needs 4 hectares of land, Malaysia will need 3.14 million hectares of land to accommodate the rural poor. However, government reserve land with development potential only amounts to about 2.6 million hectares. In practice, this responds to the form of erecting a self-sustaining and comprehensive socio-economic order based on Islamic values and principles, using life structures that were completely disconnected from Malaysia's liberal capitalist framework. As a result, the Darul Alqam model represents a development model that enabled Malays to rediscover their original cultural values as Malay Muslims. Darul Alqam's fundamental goal, according to one report, is to restore and then practice the Muslims' original cultural values, first at the local grassroots level and then on a larger national level. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
For the recommendation, Felda will introduce a new business model in which the board will lease and use land from settler for an extended period of time. Felda also introducing their alternative crops to rubber and oil palm, which are also part of the plan. According to the Felda white paper, the new idea will allow older residents to produce their land and earn money, as most because of the Felda settler were an older residents, and they were no longer strong enough to manage oil palm and rubber plantations. So furthermore, the concept of this model to enable settler land to be efficiently farmed on a wide scale that will resulting in economies of scale that can lower operational costs. So settlers who are capable of cultivating their property on their own will be paid. The potential alternative crops can be fruits, vegetable, and also kenaf, which are trees that produce fiber. In terms of welfare, the subsistence and income advance payment plan was also revised under the new model. So the the new program promises need-based financing and a repayment structure depending on the income of the settlers. So the move is part of the government's endeavor to reduce the suffering of settlers who are burdened by enormous debt, which are mostly elderly. Felda will also repay the Felda New Generation Housing Initiative for developments that are at least 70% finished. It is estimated around 4,794 new generation settlers will get benefit from it. So technical and vocational training will be available to second and third generation settlers. So Felda also reorganizing its agency subsidiaries and also investment portfolio in the short future. Non-strategic assets will be sold, while the other Felda activities such as the Felda United football team will be evaluated because this require high expenditure. So Felda's law also will be revised in the long run to assist it achieve its objectives. This point is cooperates with other agencies. Felda is collaborating with the Malaysian Innovation Agency AIM and form a strategic alliance to develop and implement agricultural initiative in high value alternative crops, smart and digital agriculture, and biomass. So this efforts is to develop an industrial development plan to create business models and implementation or action plans for high value alternative crops, as well as in terms of specialized ecosystem and supporting infrastructure by being done in collaboration with the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation. So, other areas of cooperation include expanding in the field of biomass, such as developing a variety of high-value downstream enterprises based on bio and biomass that have been beneficial for Felda and also their stakeholders. This type of cooperation will boost settler incomes and create new job opportunities and resulting in higher household income. So through the Stanbase Malaysia Foundation and the National Biomass Strategy initiative under AIM, Felda will have a direct access to a network of local and international specialists as part of this strategic relationship. So by this relationship, Felda can use all of this to help innovative their ideas and to be implemented more successfully and efficiently. Thank you.
In conclusion, Felda plays a vital role in ensuring that the programmer are appropriate and that the next generation of explorers are educated to enhance their socio-economic and quality of life. Aside from that, the plans can generate a wide range of economic activity while also bringing the gap between urban and the small urban areas. Also, because of Felda provide school loan and initiative up to the bachelor degree level for the settler children higher education needs, they provide a good advantage to the young generation in education. Felda main purpose was to develop additional land in order to make agriculture estate more productive as well as to instill the excellent farm management among the settler in terms of estate cleanliness and maximum yield and quality output. Malaysia is one of the successful country in controlling land use by establishing the Federal Land Development Authority, Felda. So that's all from us. Thank you.